guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you haven't been here before, hi, I am Bella, great to have you here. And if you're not already following my Instagram, follow it. I'll put it on the screen for you guys right here, somewhere over here. Okay, so today's video, we're just gonna be getting ready, just like a quick little like whatever, get ready with me, but like a chit chat. I kind of wanted to talk on one specific topic and just about like hormone replacement therapy and like emotional and like mental changes that like I've noticed since starting hormones. And now it's been what, 5 years I've been on hormone replacement therapy, so spironolactone and estradiol. And honestly, like I feel like changes are so gradual. And I don't know if I've talked about this before on my channel. I feel like I've had so many videos that I've talked about like trans stuff, so I don't know. But let's just jump right into it. The first thing I do want to say is sorry for this mess in my closet. My cat is up there. My cat's right there. So I didn't want to kick her out of the closet. I felt so bad, but I really wanted to film this video. So let's just like get into it. Let's start with the fact that I have been on hormones for 5 years now. I started August of 2016. I had just graduated high school and she was really excited. Like she was ready to like do the most and start hormones. I started then, I believe I started on a very low like dose just to like see like how my body responded and how it just affected me. I have increased my dose probably a little bit. Currently right now, I'll tell you guys what I'm on. I am on 200 milligrams of spironolactone every day, and then I'm on 4 milligrams of estradiol a day. Actually, I'm supposed to take 6, but I really only take 4. So that's like where I'm at with that. I would say like before, when I was on testosterone, like my natural hormone, I was very like confrontational. I know I had like definitely like anger stuff going on, and I would just like cut loose like way too frequently, and I would get so angry so easily. Also, I just like didn't really suffer with anxiety. Like I think I did, but I think testosterone is such like a bold and intense hormone. So I never really felt like I suffered severely from anxiety. And that is something that has completely changed. Also, I feel like with testosterone, you're just like, I'm gonna just whatever, like you're just like a lot more like ballsy. Like I feel as if you take a lot more risks. You're a little bit more like reckless to a certain extent. When I was like transitioning, like I did not give a fuck what anyone's opinions were. This is it, and like that's it. And like I would just start wearing dresses to school, and I was just like so ballsy. And I don't know if that plays a part with testosterone or if that is a lot of people in the beginning of their transition. Like I feel like it gets to a point where like you just have to like be ballsy and like make those decisions for yourself, you know what I mean? But I really do feel like that was like for sure a mindset that I had. Like it was just like, okay, this is it, and like I'm gonna wear a dress to school and like fuck everyone, which I admire that about myself back then, but it's also something that like I definitely don't fully have now. So I just feel like those are kind of like the things that you notice like with testosterone, right? I would say like initially, like I didn't really notice all too many like changes, you know? And I would say that at first it was just kind of like, oh, like everything was the same because testosterone is like such a dominant hormone. I feel like it takes a little bit for the estrogen to fully like take control of your body. So I would say like the first changes I started to see were probably like, they definitely weren't physical changes, like absolutely not physical changes. I would say that they mainly were like emotional changes. Like I definitely was more emotional for fucking sure. For sure. A little bit more, I think like hyper aware like of myself which is something that I feel like I definitely didn't deal with before. That kind of happened. Then it was like sex drive changes. Definitely something different because obviously men have like higher sex drives. I knew that that was going to be like an effect. Like I never really went into it thinking about all the other emotional effects that it would have. Like I knew sexually it was going to play like a huge role in how my sex life was, because that's like very common knowledge, I would say. Like I was ready for that because at the end of the day, like that outweighs my want and need to transition. Like my want and need to like be on hormones and do like a chemical transition was significantly more important than like my sex drive, obviously. And so I was like definitely ready for that, which I would say that that was probably one of the biggest first things I noticed over the years. Let me just get into like why I'm filming this video because I'm just like kind of going on and don't have talking points. Per usual, you guys know that I don't like have specific talking points. I just like to turn on the camera and just like speak from my mind and like my head, and this foundation is way too fucking dark, so we're gonna make this work. In recent years, I would probably say like within the past like 2 years, so like 3 years in, whatever, I've been on it for 3 years, and I have noticed my anxiety's really bad. I've noticed that like my perception of like what other people think about me is really bad, and I don't know if that has to play with like hormones or if that's just my anxiety. But if you have done any research, which I don't know if you have, but they say that female to male transitioning people have experienced the opposite because testosterone is such a dominant hormone that you kind of get like this feeling as if like you are like on top of the world, you know? And as if you are unbreakable, like unstoppable, which is definitely something that I would have to agree with. I think testosterone is obviously the most powerful hormone on the planet. So intense. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's just a really interesting concept to go the opposite way, to have grown up with that and experienced that hormone and then have it disappear, not have high percentages of that hormone. But I would say in recent times, like my anxiety is a little bit worse. I'm definitely like significantly more emotional. And I will say also, I was someone that was not consistent with my hormones. Like there would be periods of time where I was so inconsistent. I would just like miss days at a time. For what reason? I don't know. But like I did that. And it was definitely something that made it inconsistent and I think diminished my results that I was like experiencing. Because I was not on that hormone all the time. One thing I've noticed is like I like cry so much more frequently. Like, do other trans girls experience that? Like I was never like that kid or like that teenager or whatever cry at like sad movies. The only time I would like cry is if I like had like a mental fucking break. Something super traumatic happened. But like if I watch like a sad movie or like a TV show or like whatever, I never would cry. It just never affected me like that. And now, as an adult, I literally be crying at any TV show, any movie. Like, I'm just like the full tears. I can't control it. I'm like on the couch, we're like watching a TV show and I'm literally crying. Like, are you good? And I definitely believe that that is because of hormones and estrogen, for sure. Because like all my friends when we were younger would like that would happen. Are you okay? Like it's a movie. Like, are you good? But now I'm like experiencing that, which is super strange, and that like doesn't bother me. I would say I definitely tend to like spiral and overthink a lot more now. I think I definitely am not overly emotional, just a lot more emotionally in tune. I think, and this could come with age or hormones. Like, I don't know. This is just an open conversation. This isn't anything that is, it's this or it's nothing. Or like, oh, this is all hormones. I'm just explaining my experiences. And like, if you have experienced that too, I would like obviously want to know. Over time, my sex drive for sure has changed. And is something that can be like super frustrating. It's frustrating because I know what it once was. and then what it isn't anymore. And I'm 23 years old. It's not like I'm just like getting old, like I'm young. And it's just really confusing because a lot of my girlfriends that are cis have had estrogen their whole lives and their sex drives are significantly higher. So I don't know if that's like a specific to like trans thing because the body anatomy, what it is, but it's just a really interesting thing that I've seen happen over the course of years. I don't know, an example is like I tend to hyperanalyze like what people think about me, and I don't know if that's because like I'm on YouTube and I'm putting myself out there, or if it's because I'm a 23-year-old girl, or if it's because I am on hormones. Like, do you guys experience that? Like, is that something that you deal with more so now? Because I didn't give a fuck what anyone thought about me, especially